Hi. I've been crying tonight, so please forgive me, and I'm sorry, but I was going through my charts, my records, and that police report I think I showed you a little bit back, and I started thinking through it, because sometimes I'll do that and I'll read something and look through it and then I'll realize certain things about it. One thing was that I think that, well, I know my birth mom said that she was pimped out, or that she was raped by a Reverend pastor, that she went to his church, and he raped her, and on that paperwork it says that Fred, the man who molested me mostly, said that a Reverend dropped me off at 6 o'clock and was supposed to come pick me up at 8. And it just dawned on me that may very well be the one that raped my mother, and meaning he may very well also raped me as well and passed me on to Fred. And I mean, I think that Fred already had me before then, because that was the last time that I was given away. It just makes me wonder, is this the guy that would always drop me off places and make me be with men, like left me alone with them and stuff? And how many times did I get left with men by myself? I do believe it was a lot, to make me develop a fear of being alone, and especially at night being alone, or feeling like I wasn't with somebody that I felt as a caretaker, which included camp as well. I think that was my subconsciousness of it. I loved being at camp during the day, but at night I was alone and it was dark, and I would cry. And whenever, even sometimes when I was like with friends that I cared about, I would still cry, because I think it's subconscious, and always whenever I'm on my own or by myself, I get scared. And it's something that I've always been, and I never, I mean, I partially, I guess I related it to that, but not like this, not fully, and really understanding, the real truth behind it, and seeing with my own eyes a confirmation. It's like validating in those words that yes, my mom was raped by a pastor, and yes, I might have very well been. He might very well have been dropping me off because he knew that Fred was going to rape me, and neither of them even thought about the fact that they could be found out, because they figured a pastor, I guess, vouching, maybe that's why he thought it would work, because the pastor said it, and they did let him get away, they let him walk away. And it just really affects me in so many ways, because it's so invalidating in other ways, as if I was never deserving of being, of being given that vindication and that justice, just knowing that somebody thought that it was wrong. I guess it's been my problem all my life. it just never seemed fair. Everybody always gets their justice and their day in court, and to know that it was wrong. And every time that's happened to me, it just feels like the other person gets away with it. And I feel like I'm back in the slave plantations, and it's just one of those things that people can do to us, people that are ethnic. And we all have a say, we all have a voice. It's just expected, and if you don't do it, then they can do whatever they want to you. And they usually do. They'll just take it. And that's why I don't really trust men. I know there's a part of me that comes alive whenever I do that, but it's not meaning that I want that. It doesn't mean it usually. Usually I just do what I have to survive and make it through, and then I can go back to normal. I don't have to worry about that person hurting me, because I can just get out of there. And when I'm older, I know I can get away, Andrew thought he had me. He never had me. I never wanted him. I'll never want him. I'll never have his babies. I got out there as soon as I could. I didn't want to stay there a minute longer. I wanted to be home with Isaac. And I was so scared. I didn't want to make him mad, because he kept threatening me, and they always say I'm in the wrong, and the other person gets off, and I get told that what didn't happen. Nothing happens to me, and yet it does. That's why I'm so freaking messed up. And yeah, I was so comfortable with it when I was little. I mean, it should have been a hit and a half to my adopted family, how comfortable I was. I'm sure my mom realized it, and that's why she was concerned for her own kids. But what about me? I wasn't her family. I was someone else's messed up freaking kid. I always been a messed up kid. I always will be. And there's so much crap inside of me that I'm scared. I would be scared for even you all to know that other part of me. The really deep part. I don't just mean when I'm role playing. I don't just mean when I'm being goofy or silly. I mean the deep part. The part that hasn't chosen to come out yet. Because it's that dark. That's the part I worry about. I don't think it even feels safe to come out, because it knows that it's not. And I've tried to hurt myself so much. That's how much pain it has. It wants to die. Doesn't care, it just wants to die. And that part of me that feels so broken. She feels so dead sometimes. And I feel that way. And this is why emotion comes over me so strong. So strong, you guys have no idea. how it feels. I can tell you logically, I can tell you with my words. You don't have the experience. If you haven't been there, you'll never know. You'll never know what goes on. And people can think of somebody's crazy in their head, but how do you know if that's crazy for that person? I don't think anybody has a right to judge another's walk. Because, I know I do judge people too, so I'm not always great about that. Especially people I feel that don't need to be that way because they have it decent. But I do realize they probably have their own problems too. But, it's just hard when you know your own life and you walk through your own shoes. Wear those glass slippers or those high heels, those sneakers, or whatever shoes that you like to walk through life in. And that's part of you. And we all have our own little way then, style, and just demeanor according to what we've lived. And I really never knew mine. I never understood myself. Because I'd be so many different ways. And I wasn't sure if that was me. Or what it was. I didn't understand. I'd go from one thing to another. And it would be so strong. It would just be like 1 minute all of a sudden I want to do something else. So I'd go and do that. And I didn't know why. It wasn't like a regular person who's set on a way. And they just do whatever, they do that one thing. And they're okay with that one thing. It would always be constantly, I'd feel this way and then I'd feel that way. I'd want to leave Isaac and then I'd love him. Or I'd want to run away from home, and other times I was scared. I couldn't even think about being away from my family. I don't know what it was in my head, but it could change in an instant. And that's what I realized about myself. It's why things happen so scatteredly. And all of a sudden I just want to do this or want to go here. I want to go for a walk, or, when I start going and then I get lost and then I don't know how to get home. I don't think of ways to get help. I've always been that way since I can remember. That's why I would get in trouble and I would not understand why I got in trouble. Yes, I didn't understand that what the danger was. Part of me always knew don't take rides from strangers, but I did that so much as a child. I just couldn't get it out of me sometimes. And when you learn that, and it's so much a core, it's hard to unlearn. And it's something I've struggled with all my life. To not, be that person that is so friendly. I was always told that I was too friendly with the people I just met. And I guess I am. I'll never not be. I don't know how to get rid of that part of me. My adopted mom once, she told me that she always worried about me because I would just be okay with people I didn't know. I would be sometimes more okay with them than people I did know. And it's how it would start, you'd be open real quick, and then you don't be open as much. And that's why it's always hard for me to keep a friend. Oh, sure, I'd make them real quick. I'd be one of those kids that I go to camp, and everybody there's my friend, and yet it's like sometimes I guess I would pay more attention to people I just met than my old friends, and I never realized I was like that. They're new people, they're just more about them you don't know yet than your old friends, and you just get that way. And I was always so accustomed to new people. Everybody was new. And, new men, different people. And I think that's how it happened too. I just go up to anybody and I get dropped off or whatever happened, I guess. And I just be with them. I don't remember any of them. Thank God. I mainly only remember Fred and Randy. All the other ones in between are like a blur. I think once you go past a certain amount of people, you just forget. And that's maybe why I do that with people. When you're approaching a trip, you have to be friendly and you have to be kind, and you can't be disagreeable. I couldn't be that way. I think my mom got me a little bit of drinks. I think that's what I did, and then I'd get giddy or whatever, and I'd be passive, and I'd be more complying, so I'd be okay going in there. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been way more scared.